Awesome. Welcome, everybody, to the Hives for Heroes National Network meeting. We are here in Houston, Texas, and we have some special guests today from North Carolina. We are so excited to see you. And again, this is the National Monthly Meetup. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for contributing to the network. I want to make sure that everybody knows, remember, when you show up, you win big. We got 2 $100 gift cards going out this month as well. We did it last month and they've already been used, and it's really quite cool. If you can, in the comments, let us know who you are. Let us know where you're from and just chat between each other. Please, the more you talk through the chats and the comments, the more people you might see and know. They could literally be in your area. Remember, here we are connecting people to nature and technology throughout the United States, just trying to make the world a bit of a better place. And we do that together. So please, if you have not yet, subscribe, like, comment, and share. Be involved. This is a community. That's the whole point of it, is for us to get to know each other and have a wonderful time, no matter where you're at. Of course, there's the Facebook group page, but also here we're live. So there's not a lot of interaction back and forth, except for our special guests. But when you start meeting each other on any type of platform, you'll have the ability to talk to them in other places. And again, the Facebook group page is a wonderful place to do that. Here at Hives for Heroes, our goal is to connect you to a mentor in your local area. Please, please, please remember, it's always based on availability. We have mentors all throughout the United States, and we have more newbies that want to be involved and learn beekeeping. So there's a couple avenues of that. One, we can complain that we don't have enough mentors, or we can go out and find more mentors, right? So every one of our state leaders, every one of the people that are in our organization are constantly going out and trying to find more mentors. We want them for you. Again, this is a very, very difficult task. We're trying to find somebody within 30 miles of you all over the United States. Pretty difficult to do, but we're up for it because you matter. So again, welcome to the Connect and Serve. We're here as the best people on the planet, getting together to master ourselves and our craft in order to serve our communities and lead together. Here, heroes of all backgrounds come together from all over the nation, working collectively with the best influencers, organizations, and educators dedicated to providing you the opportunity to connect with incredible people, resources, and targeted funding for your success. So thank you for joining, and most importantly, thank you for contributing to Hives for Heroes. It's a unique community centered around bees and each other. My name is Steve, and I'm grateful to be here today and to serve as a CEO of Hives for Heroes. Again, we need you to go to the website in order to get involved, right? Getting involved is super easy. Go to the website, sign up to be a newbie. Go to the website, sign up to be a mentor. Our entire goal is to match you 1-to-1-to-1 within 30 miles of somebody in your area. Hugely important. A lot of lessons learned. We don't have to go through it today, but we want to make sure that you are 1-to-1-to-1 matched with somebody in your area. And if not, you still get to reach out to all of the people in your support network. All of that is going to be centered around our core values: connection, purpose, relationships, and service. Connecting not only back to yourself, hopefully, but also to those in the community, and connecting back to nature. Finding a purpose bigger than yourself, finding healthy, accountable relationships in your areas, and serving others well. All right, we're going to have access for you to tons of resources throughout the United States. Please go to the resource page on the website. You will see everything in your state. If it's not there, let us know, and we can add it. It's really that simple. You got state leaders all over the United States that are there to support you as well. If you need to contact them, do your first 2-letter designation of your state at hivesforheroes.org, and you'll find every single one of them. I want to also encourage you to connect to your national, state, and local organizations. They're on the website as well, but it's very important for you to get connected to people in your areas and the resources that are available to you. We also have the coolest thing in the world, in my opinion, is scholarships. We have the Be More Scholarship, which is based on the entrepreneurship spirit. They are application based. They open up in just this month. September 1st, the Be More Scholarship opens up. Right now, a quick shout out to HEB, another donator to our Be More Scholarship. So thank you to HEB. They donated 12 scholarships this year. So 12 more veterans are going to be getting $1,000 scholarships for their apiary setup, which is incredible. If you don't know HEB, they're a large grocery store chain here in the Texas area, and they have really stepped up to contribute to our mission. We also have our BU scholarship. The BU scholarship is open-ended. You go to a master beekeeping organization of your choice, you pass, we pay. It's really that simple. We've given out thousands of dollars for that because your education matters. Go to the best in the world, get the education, pass, and continue your journey in beekeeping. And as y'all all know, we have a lot of mentors in the organization that we know, love, and care. We need more. We need more mentors. We need more amazing, incredible people that are willing to step up and take one newbie in their local areas. So right now we have 3 times more newbies than mentors. What does that mean? There is a demand for your services. So if you're a mentor on this call, or somebody sent you this call, please sign up to Hives for Heroes to be a mentor in this amazing organization serving a one-to-one veteran in your local area. As always, we are going to focus on people and collaboration. We're going to focus on progress over perfection. Like, this is not an organization where you need to be the best. You just need to be willing. You need to be willing to serve and willing to try, and we got you the rest of the way. Again, please like, subscribe, comment, share, whatever you can possibly do to support this organization. We will greatly appreciate it. And now for our special guest, which I am so very pleased to have known, right? Matt Booth, our North Carolina state leader, was able to introduce her to us, and of course her family as well. And it's very cool to see what it looks like for a community to serve together. And I'm missing the background right now. I don't know where that went because I'm not perfect on this live stream stuff yet. But I can tell you, if you look on the live stream chat piece, look at their entire bio. I can almost go through it in my brain. But I think 2 years ago, this young lady started her own company with her sister, and then has massively expanded this company, then bought her sister out, which is awesome, a young business mindset. But the point is that she continues to grow while the family continues to support. And I think that's so important, especially as Hives for Heroes. We are a family together, but we also have this mindset of healing the person, right? The person first, which is the veteran or first responder. And then that it extends to the family, which extends to the community. So Kennedy, thank you so much for you and your dad being here. I got to talk to you the other day, and it's just such a blessing to have you here. So we're just going to start off with a real quick, easy question. How did you get started in beekeeping?
Well, thank you for having me. And honestly, when I first got into beekeeping, it started because me and my family had this like little garden, and we were like, okay, let's help pollinate it. Let's get some beehives. This will be so much fun. It'll be so like exciting. And so we got a beehive, and what we did is we immediately went on YouTube to try to figure out how to manage it. We didn't really take too many classes before. And then we very quickly found out that there is a lot of misinformation out there on the internet, and that we needed to start to go to our like state convention and go to those classes to learn more, and to go to the universities, because YouTube was giving us 10 different answers for the same simple question, and we just needed to go somewhere else.
And then so as it began, what they did is both my children, their garden got larger at our family farm, and over the years they started doing the CSA boxes where we would go up and we would help them plant. And at this time they were younger. They were probably Kennedy might have been 7 and my oldest daughter was 10. And my wife and I put in a whole lot of work helping them pick vegetables and drive around and deliver them. So we'd go up and pick on Wednesday and pick on Saturday, and then help them deliver to their local customers on Sundays around here. And it almost killed my wife and I doing it. We know farming is hard. And both my daughters were so excited that on Sunday they would get the money and they'd separate it all out. And it would be a big, exciting thing. And it was about $20. Then they realized they needed more land because they had more customers. So I'll let Kennedy talk about it.
Yeah, and so me and my sister, we were thinking we were like rolling in it, and all we could really do was like go out to lunch at the end of the week or something. And so we would just keep expanding, and we were like, we need to do more. Like, we keep getting customers, like we need more. And my parents were like, we are not planting more. Like, you are not going to get away with that. And so that's why we got the beehive.
Yeah, by the extra pollination, I said that's all we're going to do. We'll hopefully get more produce out of here. And then over the years, maybe the next year, they learned how to make splits and did that, and they sold their first nuke. And I think they might at the time got $125 for it, and they were like, "Wow, that's a lot easier." Yeah. And so that's how we transitioned out of it, and where it all started for them.
I mean, that's incredible because clearly a very young age, doing things that are for your community as well, but also, working with the kids, right? This is a family affair from the very beginning. And it's not only just beekeeping, because the crazy part is you're involved in a lot of other things. Can you share just a little bit more about what you do in the community? And then we'll get right back into beekeeping, because I want people to see like beekeeping is an avenue for a lot.
Yeah. So within the community, obviously I provide like local honey, and then I also move my hives across North Carolina to like get all the different types of honey that North Carolina kind of provides. But I also really enjoy doing my educational beekeeping courses. So that's given me the opportunity to go to like NC State University and work on the first selective there. And I've also gotten the opportunity to go to like obviously the local beekeeping associations and teach there, and nature preserves. And it's been really great just spreading my education, because I feel like with what I've learned and kind of works for me, I'd rather share that and make it easier on someone else. I've also started my own like teaching apiary. So anyone who isn't allowed to keep their bees maybe at their property because of they live in a neighborhood or have an HOA that doesn't allow that or something, they can keep their bees over at one of my apiaries. And we also provide classes there kind of about what they need to be doing with their hives. It's mainly for first-year beekeepers, but it's just kind of what we've learned helps them learn and become successful beekeepers.
And then captains at your school.
Yeah, you clearly have a lot of drive and energy, right? Your personality clearly comes through the camera. You've been able to do this at a very young age, right? So clearly that's a family support. Mom and dad are clearly helping you with that. Of course, sister too.
Yeah.
But what has allowed you what has driven you to do this, right? There's got to be some underlining levels there. You could be the 17-year-old watching, YouTube and Netflix. So what is getting you out in the yard, maybe getting stung, maybe being extremely hot out there? What has gotten you there instead of where maybe a lot of other teenagers are right now?
Yeah, it's obviously there are the really hot days where it feels like it's 114 degrees and 100% humidity, and you just want to like go in the air conditioning, but you know that like the bees need to be cared for. But it's really my love for bees and beekeeping. And I honestly have always found bees so fascinating. And then being able to learn about other stuff, to be able to share that with my community and kind of what's going on in our bee yard and what they can be looking for at that time of year or anything, it's really motivated me.
And, as parents, our main goal is to pass along what we know. And, I've been an entrepreneur my whole life. And so starting businesses is sort of what I know. And Kennedy really took to the bees. So my wife and I have helped her kind of learn that aspect of it. And she's really taken to it. Both my children have. And, as a parent, that's what our goal is, right? You want your kids to be better than us. And, when I was 17, I don't know about the rest of you, but this is not what I was doing. I was just
not beekeeping. Yeah, that's for sure.
Having a good time, basically a degenerate high school kid, right? And, this is just, you're so proud of your children when you see that they actually have a drive and a passion. And, you feel like you've done a little bit, but they're the ones that have really taken the reins and run with it. And, we just hope more people could be like that. And we're very proud of Kennedy.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. Like one of the why it's easy to talk to Kennedy, right? I have a 15-year-old, a 12-year-old, and an 11-year-old. and they're amazing young ladies, right? They're doing different things, right? They're not beekeeping. They have not taken this as an endeavor, but they do other things, right? They're in sports and things of that nature, which take their time. But when I was hearing y'all's stories and the stuff that Matt had shared with us, there's another critical piece there that a lot of people don't know yet. There has been some sharing on the internet. And of course, y'all know the Heroes Honey line, right? Y'all recently, and I'd love for you to share the story of why y'all did it before we share the entire picture from our end. But why, through all this work and all this effort that you do, even after you give back so much, right? You're giving back in a teaching yard, you're giving back at schools, you're giving back in all these areas. Clearly, your parents are giving back in areas of education and responsibility and knowledge. Well, then you wanted to take it another bit further for a hero that was passed away in your area.
Yeah, so one of our former customers, his name was Brian Kale. He passed away and his wife reached out to us and he bought his bees from us. And so she reached out to us and was like, hey, I have these hives. He was the beekeeper. I was not. What really should I do? And we were like,
He was
well,
a veteran.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so we kind of took his hives and we donated all of them. But we kept one. And like I said earlier, we move all of our hives across the state of North Carolina. And so with the hive that we kept, it's going to always have a spot on the trailer that we move all the bees with. And it's going to produce the honey and it's going to be our hero honey. So this is what our hero honey looks like. So it's in this glass bottle. Sorry, I'm having a hard time. And
It's good. It looks great.
The clary sage one from Eastern North Carolina. And then it's dipped in the wax from his hives as well. So all the proceeds that we get are going to go to the Hives for Heroes organization. And we felt that this was very necessary. And it was just, y'all are just such a great cause and we needed to support it.
We felt like it was a good way to kind of keep his legacy going. And what would be awesome is if, other people did this same type of thing. And it sounds like that's what you're going to be doing here through the Hives for Heroes program, because it's something that can live on year after year and people are willing to donate. Like luckily, Matt was there we did a show, the Bee Jubilee up here in Oxford, North Carolina. And we put just one of those bottles up for auction. And I think it went for $70. And they, gave the check to Matt and it went back. So think about the little bit of effort as a beekeeper to put one bottle of honey in there and what it can give back to your organization. I mean, it's almost a no-brainer.
Yeah, it's been incredible to see so much support throughout the United States, especially in an organization that is very one-to-one without actually meeting. Like there's a chance that we may never meet. And that's actually okay, right? Because we know that we're doing something in service of others and something in a better way. And we're just doing it in our own unique way. For example, our state leaders, they think very differently than me oftentimes. Awesome. That makes the organization literally better as we continue to grow, because a lot of opinions that come in, then we siphon through those and then we make it better, hopefully every day that we can. So I want to personally thank you guys. And I know from the organization, thank you so much for that consideration. And most importantly, honestly, thank you for honoring him, right? That's huge to us. It's a powerful thing that we do with memorial hives, that we do on our corporate campuses. And then to keep somebody's memory alive. A lot of us on this call have either lost brothers and sisters in combat and after. It's a huge component to what we do as an organization, and to be able to keep the spirit alive of those that have fallen, whether in combat or back home. I don't know if I can even put into words on how much that means. So thank you is what I'm saying.
And what the neat thing is like, I know we were there and we don't always stay for the little fairs and festivals where she sets up the honey tent and sells it. But we walked up one time and she was kind of giving her little sales pitch about the honey. And they just noticed somebody local just knew Brian Kale. And, they didn't know anything else about it. And they just knew that they wanted to support. And when she talked about how the money went back to you guys, they just had to buy it. And I think it's one of those things about just letting people know what's out there. And I think most people's hearts are good and they want to help, and they might not be able to help in a large way, but something small like this, it's just a great way for them to be able to give back and about something, maybe they had a great story or a great time meeting with that one person. And it just brings back good memories for them. And they're willing to put a few dollars in to support his cause there.
And not only that, it's like, it seems small, right? But it becomes a big effort, right? Just like a hive, many hands make light work. And the collective mission that we have in order to prevent suicide and provide that healthy transition from service and literally make the world a better place, we can't do that alone. So as we continue to expand the network and the organization, it's really the people that matter. And I love the fact that y'all are clearly amazing people. So there's another question that my friend Matt wanted to ask. Isn't there something, do you know some guy named like Cayman Reynolds or something? Do y'all know him?
I know of him, yes. I don't know him personally.
Oh, come on. We got to introduce you. So there's something that you're hoping for soon, right? You've clearly done a lot, and I'm sure you're doing some applications. So maybe this is that interview application, but there's a Nabi Next Gen award that comes up. That's something that it seemed like you'd be pretty qualified for in our opinions. What's the aspirations for that? What are you looking for?
Yeah, I really want to go. So what this is it's called the Next Gen kind of program. And what it does is it sponsors 30 youths from North America, and it kind of pays for them to go to the conference, the North American conference, Honeybee Expo. And it's such a great opportunity. There's so many very, very qualified people there that are going to speak. And I just hope to learn and better my apiary to then be able to bring home some more information and share it with everyone at my teaching apiary and just apply it into all the classes that I teach as well.
Yeah, I think you're on a personality level, you would definitely get along with a lot of the people there. I mean, we've had, some on the channel here, but you're talking about like Dirt Rooster and Yappy and Mr. Ed and Bruce, the stream team, and, all these really, really incredible beekeepers, right? That I think one of the cool thing is they are constantly serving others. And that's one of our core values, right? Serving others. And they're constantly going out of their way to teach, train, educate in their way. It doesn't have to be the best way. It's just what we experience to say, yeah, I mean, this is what I did. If it works for you, I sure hope it does. Cayman's been just such an incredible supporter. You have one of our board members that's always there with Blake Shook, right? He started beekeeping when he was like 12 and 13 years old, right? These are really, really incredible, awesome people that get together, and Cayman's really built a good network. And not only just the people that are there, but of course, a lot of gear. Like they move a lot of gear out there. So you could be, I hope that you're able to do that. Don't miss the deadline on application, please.
Yes. I have already applied. My video is on my Facebook page because I was like, that's just going to be the easiest for me to link. What's our Facebook page? fb.me/ farm double B or something like that if you want to go look at it. But yeah, I put it out. It comes out September 15th, whether I got it or not.
Well, I think you probably have a very good chance. I would like to ask you a couple more questions. One of this, in your very limited years, but guess what? When you're out in the yard, years don't matter as much, right? You can have a 50-year beekeeper that has one hive, and you might have more experience than them with 250 hives now out of your apiaries. So I love that this is this awesome leveling, right? It's just incredible to me. What is one of the best lessons that you've learned out in the yard?
One of the best lessons I've probably learned is to always keep an EpiPen with you. This was a lesson that I learned. So we were moving some of our hives to the North Carolina mountains because there you get the sourwood honey. And so it was like our first year trying it. We were so excited. It was 2 a.m. We had to load up some hives before we went on our 4-hour drive. And I'm holding it. And at night, the bees don't really fly. They just kind of crawl. And I just threw on some work gloves. And so a bee must have been crawling on my hand and found the little hole in the work glove and I must have moved my thumb or something, and it pinched me right, or it stung me right there. And I was like crying. It hurt so bad. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, Kennedy, like, get it together. It's 2 a.m.
And
That's why you're crying.
You have been stung hundreds of times before.
Like
this.
In the face, like everywhere. And I told myself, I was like, Kennedy, like, get it together. You're just tired. Like, wake up. It's all going to be okay. And eventually I felt like almost swelling in my upper lip. And I was like, oh, this is not normal. Like, what is going on? But I was like, you're just hallucinating. And then I started to itch. And so finally I had to tell my dad, I was like, Dad, like, something isn't right. I don't know what's going on. Like, I might be going anaphylactic shock. I don't really know. And we luckily had an EpiPen up at our farm because we were like, in case someone else comes and they're allergic to bees, we need an EpiPen at our farm. Not thinking that any of us were ever going to need it. But I literally then started, we loaded, or I think that was like the last hive we had to load. We drove up to our barn and I was like, I felt my throat starting to close. And so I like drank water to make sure like I still had like room to like breathe and stuff. Mm-hmm. And we saw the EpiPen. We were like, okay, I guess like this is what we have to do. And so we like stuck me with the EpiPen, and then we like waited, and my dad quickly went and called 911. He was like, hey, I know, because our farm's in the middle of nowhere practically. And so they were like, hey, I know it's 2 a.m. in the middle of nowhere, but please, like, can we get someone? And so we waited for them to come, and they checked me out, and my swelling went down tremendously. I was able to just go back into the house and fall asleep. And they said, yeah, you're fine. Like, don't really worry about it. But I had to go to an allergist and figure it all out. But now I'm good now. I've gone.
We're glad.
As an adult, yeah, she's been through the venom therapy. And so now she can take a sting and it's fine. But I would say it's not something you want to be afraid of as a beekeeper, but it's just a very big precaution you should have, because I'm sure some of you on here maybe are doctors or allergists yourselves or have been through this before. They don't really know what sets it off. Some people will get, progressively more swelling in a sting, but like Kennedy, it just one time set it off. And so as a parent, or a husband or a wife or a grandparent, I can implore, and we always talk about this, and every beekeeper should just have an EpiPen there. Because you just never know. And you don't know if it's you or your family or a close friend or who it needs to be. So that's something that I would have never thought we would have had to use. And now we advocate a little bit for that, but it's not something to be afraid of. It's just part of life. And it doesn't happen to very many people. It's just, you want to be prepared. It's like the military, I'm sure, teaches you, right? You always prepare for that worst case scenario. You hope you never have to use it or get into it, but you know what to do if it happens. And that's just definitely something to have.
Absolutely. So literally, safety tip of the day. There's 2 things that we've learned right there that maybe not everybody saw. 1, buddy pairs. Go out in pairs. I know there's a lot of people that go out in their apiaries alone, and that's typically going to be okay until the time that it's not, right? So I would encourage you to continue going with your buddies. That's why we do this, right? 1-to-1-to-1, right? The other one's the hive, but 1-to-1, go out with your buddy so you have some safety things. It's not just the bee stings, right? That can be huge, but snakes, spiders, just going out in the weather, a hole in the ground. I mean, there's so many different things that can happen in there. So just encourage you to go do it with somebody. By the way, it's funner typically when you're with somebody anyway. Time passes in a little bit of misery sometimes when things are not going perfectly. The second thing is that the ability to go to the VA, and typically you can go get one of these EpiPen, the pins for free, right, at the VA. So if you're a military personnel and you still have access to the VA and you go to them, please tell them, hey, I just started beekeeping, or I'm wanting to get into beekeeping. Can I have this as a precaution? Those are anywhere between $300 and $600. So it's a very good investment to go into the VA. Might as well get checked out while you're there, but get the EpiPen, the pin, just so you know that you have it as an accessible thing. So, sorry, that was the safety tip of the day, right?
That's there. Right, yeah. I'm not trying to be safety Sally's here.
Buddy pairs and get a pin. And by the way, as y'all know this stuff as well, I'm going to throw this on my screen again. Remember, Motrin, change your socks, and hydrate. Everybody here will laugh at that when they're in the military. Those are all really, really good safety tips. So, Dad, question for you.
Sure.
What's next? What's next for you guys? Like, how do you keep growing this? What does it look like for you guys?
So that's something, it's hard to say, right? Because Kennedy is a rising senior. She'll be going off to college. My oldest daughter, when she was bought out by Kennedy, she's now doing engineering at NC State. And as a parent, that was a very delicate discussion we had, because as they were both building the business, we didn't really realize how big it had gotten. And my wife and I, what our deal for this whole time has been, they can use any of our properties for the honeybees and any of the equipment that we already have. We have access to some tractors and trailers and things like that they could use. But ever since they really started doing it, all the finances have been 100% on either both of them, or now it's 100% on Kennedy. So anything she wants, she has to pay for and buy and pay tax on, just like every other business. Of course, my wife and I, we don't charge her for the labor. It's parents too, right?
She can't afford that one.
That's right. She just keeps cracking the whip like a drill sergeant, and we just fall right in line. And we don't realize how bad it is, but no, it's the greatest thing in the world. And so we'll have to see how it goes. If she goes to the college somewhere close, probably keep it going during there. And we've also talked about maybe my wife and I just kind of kick the can down the road while she's in college, and it may be something she wants to do after, while she's away, or comes home on for the summers and can do it like that. So I can tell you that Kennedy has learned, while she's a great beekeeper, she's even a better business person. And and that's what we've tried to do is explain that, whatever you do in one business, it all correlates to the next business that you want to build. And if you can get the fundamentals down, it doesn't matter. As long as you strive to be the best at what you do, and you're honest, and you give back, and you have integrity, you'll be successful in that business. The other part to it, as you well know, is, you don't work 9 to 5. You work 5 in the morning till midnight. Sometimes you don't sleep. There's no such thing as weekends. There's just days where you don't have as much to do. And I think we all get that. It's just, there's work there. It has to be done. And I'm just so fortunate that Kennedy is just a go-getter, and she understands it, where most kids will complain all the time. She sees that work has to be done. And unless she does the work, it's not going to get done, and it's going to be waiting for her the next day. So, I see a bright future. And, my wife and I laugh and we pat ourselves on the back. And, it's one of those things when you try to prepare them for the future, and you laugh because it's sort of that one-way door that once they go out on their own, they're on their own, and then they come back 3 to 5 days at a time. And they're not living in your basement, when they're older. And, I think it's great, and she'll be successful as whatever she does. But right now she really likes the beekeeping.
Yeah, I think there's so many valuable pieces to that we can all learn, right? This isn't just the learning lessons to a young lady that's going out and crushing it, but really all our core values you just spoke of right there, right? But also lifelong learning, right? Continuous effort, putting the work in, knowing that things, maybe they don't end up perfectly, but that's okay, because you're going to learn the lessons from those things that you put the effort into. I truly do believe, Kennedy, that you probably will be successful in everything you do, which is awesome. The great attitude, right? This is a lot of stuff that we talked about, kind of in the military itself, is like show up on time and give a shit. That goes a long way. And then when you have a positive attitude, wow, that's even better. And then you have the ability to learn, and you want to continuously learn. It just gets better and better. So I got a couple more questions for you, Kennedy, before we let you go. What are your future goals? So Dad just shared kind of what it looks like in the future. What about you?
Well, for me, so right now I feel like I just can't get a break. Outside of beekeeping, I'm also in a bunch of my school clubs. I try to stay active within my school. So I do I was Beta Club president, which is NHS, but for sophomores, and now I'm in NHS. And then I'm in FFA, of course, and I was the federation leader, which is for my whole county. And I just keep on going. I do swim and soccer, and I just try to do my best. So hopefully soon I get to slow down, but I feel like with my luck, that will never really happen. I'll just have something else go wrong to fill my time. But in the future, I definitely want to attend college.
Awesome.
If I go to state, I would definitely
North Carolina.
Yeah, North Carolina State. I would definitely, we've set up a apiary there with one of the clubs at the vet school. I would definitely take care of those hives so I could like continue beekeeping and kind of doing it and helping them there. But if I don't, I would definitely come back in the summer and continue to beekeep if my dad is willing to keep it going. I don't know how much he's gonna do.
I tell you, we're getting older and fatter by the minute here. It's tough.
Yeah,
but
I concur with that one. I mean, that's a pretty it's a tough job, right? It's a tough job for everybody, and we keep growing and we keep learning. But at the same time, it's like, what does your future look like with college? Like your dad said, like coming back, is it still going to be beekeeping? I mean, as a business mindset, it could be like you have now reached your end and then you go out and then you come back and you build something bigger and better. Yeah. I mean, you really never know where that's coming from. So last question, right? I talked to you about it before. What's the impact that you want to leave on the world in what you're doing now or in the future?
Yeah, I really am just an open book. If anyone, I get like dozens of questions in my Facebook Messenger a day, just people asking about what's going on with my hive, what's happening, and I just love to respond and give them my knowledge. That's why I set up that teaching apiary, and just so I can always give as much instruction as I can, and I do all the beekeeping associations. And I think we've said this many, many times, but anyone who is part of the Hives for Heroes organization and is close to Wake Forest, North Carolina, you are more than welcome to come to any of our classes that we hold at our teaching apiary for free. I don't really know how many are that close, but if you ever are in the area or anything, we'll probably post it a couple weeks or days in advance of when we're holding it and what time. And you're more than welcome to just come out and say hi, hopefully learn something. But there we're just kind of sharing our experiences and how we beekeep and our techniques. And I truly love to see and teach people how to beekeep and then see them becoming successful in that field. And it just makes me so happy.
I can tell you, I think the impact that she sort of gives, because we see it from all of her coaches and teachers and all, it's one of those kids that the teachers like, and they want to talk to her and they want to know what she's up to and what's going on. And so I think just her excitement and her energy is, it's contagious. And that's what she does around the area. I think she has the heart of a teacher with the skill of a business person. And so it's just something where easy to get along with. And, it's just, I think that's what we try to tell them to do. Whatever you're going to do in life, just be honest with people, work hard, and help people whenever you can. And I think she's doing that well.
There's so many amazing youth that are going on right now. Natalie, we've known for years, and several others. But you're right up there at the top. It's just so incredible to see and hear your story. Thanks to Matt for reaching out to us to be able to experience this. Because again, we would have never seen you guys before. Again, there's a lot of different things in order to reach out to Kennedy and Double B Apiary. Kennedy, share us one more time how we find you on the internet.
Yeah, so on Facebook, it's fb.me/farmdoubleb, and then on Instagram, it's @doubleb apiary.
Awesome. So I hope y'all hear more from Kennedy and her family and everything that they're doing out there. If you find any value in this, Kennedy, thank you so much. Thank you so much for being
Thank you for having me. I feel so honored.
We had a great time talking the other day. Of course, me and your dad talked a lot more, 2 days ago, I think. And just what a great conversations. Continued successes to you guys. And thank you so much for the support of Hives for Heroes. We appreciate you.
Of course.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. If y'all find any value in this and the things that we do, please like, subscribe, and comment and share. We're so excited to be a part of this community, and we really like actually talking to everybody. So we have our giveaway time. Please, for only one time, please, inside of the chat, do your freedom inside of the chat so we can see you And then we have Neela backstage over here that's going to select randomly the participant for the two $100 gift card giveaways. So we got a lot of comments going in. I can see it crazy going through here. I'm just trying to see if we had any missed questions in here. I did not look at all these questions. I'm glad y'all are talking so much together. Keep an EpiPen nearby. Yes, absolutely. There's some lessons learned in here. And please reach out to each other, right? You're on the Facebook group page. There's tons of opportunities to reach out. Free EpiPens, former national vet. I don't have that available. Any other ideas? I don't know another idea to get a free EpiPen. I know we have them at the VA. It might be just partnering with somebody in your local area to get another one as well. I think I ended up getting two when I went the first time because they were being kind, which is awesome. So maybe that's an opportunity. There could be, Matt said a prescription from a doc. So there's tons of areas that we can try to support, but that's actually one we should do a little research on. And if we can't, maybe we can do it internally. So freedom, 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 freedom. This is awesome. All right. So we're going to bring in a couple of our state leaders and our national connections director, Mr. Colonel Charlie McMaster. What you got, Charlie? I think you're on mute, brother. Let's see.
Go. There we are. Okay. Connections are fun. Every darn day, I get to see some of the most humorous and most soul-hitting emails back saying, hey, thank you very much for making that connection. We've had a great time. We're enjoying it. We're making things happen on the weekends and during the week when folks have the time in the middle of the week to take off and do their beekeeping. They've had a great darn time. And other times it's, darn it, and I'm being polite. This is not a PG-13 kind of thing, but what I do want to say is sometimes it's not so polite saying, my mentor, my newbie just didn't flip and do the job. I don't know what the heck's going on. I need it. So what I'd say is if you got a challenge, if you got somebody's not talking with you, leaving you alone or whatever, I'll say not boomer speak, but if they're ghosting you, let's send it to me. Put it back to me as a connect@hivesforheroes.org, letting me know what the heck's going on, what's right, what's wrong, and let me do the intervention. I'll work with your state leader as well to make sure that everything is in place and that we'll figure out what we're going to do with you. Hives for Heroes right now, we're looking at we're close to 7,000 newbies and mentors. We're cracking that level right now. Unfortunately, we're light on the mentor side.
Yep.
Some states are doing gangbusters. There's so many newbies. Right now in Texas, there's 1,050 newbies and mentors in the state. Unfortunately, there's only 3 and going to 2 unmatched mentors in the state. So that means we've got, by the time you count it all up, there's close to 350 newbies that will not have mentors. So if you're in Texas, talk to your local bee clubs. I'm doing it, going out to see them because I'm also the state lead for Texas. I'm hitting the clubs up. I'm going to be at the bee schools. I'll be at the convention. We're dialing for mentors. We really are. And we need your help to bring them in for all of the states, not just Texas, but every state going. Being in Hives for Heroes, it's not a darn thing with like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich where everything is just smoothly applied to both pieces of the bread and you snap it together. Nah. We got mentors in some places and newbies in other places, and they're going like this. They're not always where we would like them to be. They're where they live.
Yep.
So we're working to cover the basis there.
Yeah, I just want to continue to emphasize we need more mentors, ladies and gentlemen. It is what it is. You can literally save a life by signing up and doing exactly what you do in your own apiary every day. literally. It's
And
not anything outside of ordinary, and it's absolutely imperative. If you see the stories that we see and the stories that we share, you are impacting somebody's life in your community. It's not like it's all the way across the country, all the way across the world. Literally in your neighborhood, people match up and they end up becoming really darn good friends. And at the end of the day, that could be somebody's last reach out. It's super important.
And one thing I'll reiterate to some of the folks, some I've already talked to about it. What's stopping you from becoming a mentor in your own right? If you've got the confidence, you and your mentor, please contact me. Let's talk. And if it's an issue of confidence, well, I'm really not sure. You know something? That is a good sign right there in its own right. And oh, by the way, since you already have a mentor, well, the mentors like to have mentors as well.
Yep.
This is not learning by yourself or the 2x2. This is the family. This is our community working together to build up the relationship, that professional affiliation, that's just this sharing of common interest.
Yep.
So do not hesitate. If you think you can be a mentor, let's talk. Let's go for it. Let's arrange a conversation, and we'll do it, and we'll do it right.
Well, Charlie,
Thank you
I
very much.
appreciate all you do. You do this on a daily basis, and it's just so incredible, the stories that we hear and the stories that we get to see. I mean, Facebook have nothing on the stories that we hear from email and phone calls, which is incredible. So thank you personally. Thank you for all that you do. I guess we can run right into the state leaders as well. Thank you, Charlie. Again, appreciate you so much. We have Alberta and Matt on the call today. If either one of y'all would like to start, just see what's going on here, who you are, where you're from, what you're doing in your area, how's beekeeping going in the area. Go ahead, Alberta.
Well, I'm not really quite prepared, but well, we're just I know California. I see somebody in the text wants to know if there's a state lead up in Northern California, and there is, and we kind of split the state up. So I'm trying to work with the map with Charlie and just try to find more mentors and match up newbies when I can, and just trying to make phone calls out there to them and kind of see if they have a mentor, how they feel about the program, and again, just touch bases, say hello, so that they know we're out there, and if they need anything, can give a holler.
That's awesome. Thank you for everything you're doing out there. You're in Southern California. California is obviously geographically a very tall state. So I'm glad you have support out there, which is really good. What's going on in your area for the bees?
Well, we've had, a nice summer. It started kind of late, and so the bees are doing fine. My bees are. I lost a couple of hives, but everybody else seems to be doing okay, and we'll probably have a fall flow too, which is nice, and because we got the hot weather and we have other things blooming, so all's good.
That's awesome.
I had some really light honey from some hives, some harvest I did this year, and at my local bee club we had 18 entries, and I'm proud to say I was voted best honey.
Come on, that's awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah, great. All right, thanks.
Oh, that's awesome. Congratulations. That's wonderful. Thank you, Alberta. Alberta's from Southern California, and of course we have state leaders all over the United States. Great job, Alberta. That's awesome. The bees and you, what a great darn team.
Yep. Thanks.
Awesome. Matt, what you got going, sir, out of North Carolina?
So we're just getting ready to take our floaties off since we just had that Hurricane Debbie come through. In those 2 days, we probably, here at my house, we got about 9 inches of rain. Some of the other spots in the state got hit even harder. It was just pretty slow moving. And then I had the luxury, Alden, our Georgia state lead, he's in town for business, and so we were able to link up and catch dinner last night. So that was
Yeah,
good.
it's pretty awesome. It's funny how the family just continues to travel around the country, and you just pick up the phone and you're like, hey, can I come over? Yep, sure can. It's pretty awesome.
But as far as bees here in North Carolina, we're in a drought unless you're in a not drought, but dearth. And feeding, unless you're lucky and have a farm like Kennedy was talking about, where you can move your bees to cotton or have a fall flow. It's time to start looking at treating and testing for mites and starting to prep for winter. So hopefully the bee season will start slowing down a little bit now till we can get kicked back up in the spring.
No, that's good. That's good news. And I know y'all got some schools starting and some events going on as well. As a reminder to everybody, there's a lot of events on the website on the events tab. And if there's not an event that you see that you would like to go to, or if you know an event that's on there, please, there's an event submission tab on there. Just fill out the event, and then we'll just verify it and approve it as admin, and then everybody can see it. So it's really a collective where anybody can go and get the information necessary for their local areas. So even if you're watching and you're a local bee club or a state bee club, that's an avenue for you to have everybody see that goes to our website. So it's a heck of a tool. So thank you, state leaders. Charlie, thank you as well. Appreciate all the work that you do literally every day. I know probably nobody knows how much work you actually do. So we're very, very grateful for you. And then, of course, everybody wants to thank Neela because she just picked like the two winners and recipients of today's $100 gift cards. So our first recipient for the $100 gift card is going to be Sharon Bador. Sharon Bador. Awesome. Wait, look at that. There's even some comments in there. Look at that. Sharon Bador, thank you so much. And then, wow, I could have never, ever thought this. Colorado. Ralph Kettle. Wow. He's so involved. It's unbelievable. And it's really, really cool that you got rewarded, Ralph. That's really cool that it was done. So Sharon and Ralph, thank you for being here. Thank you so much for all that you contribute here as well. There's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes in Hives for Heroes, and we're just so grateful for all those that do that on a daily basis. And secondly, thank you for everybody that is showing up. Again, this is an organization that you can be as involved as you like to be. If you have an idea, bring it. If you want to do something, take it over. It's awesome. This is what we do, and we do it together. We do it as a family, and we really, really appreciate all the support. We're going to just end on that, right? That's pretty cool. Sure. What do you have? Oh, Neela just said, please email her, impact@hivesforheroes.org. So Sharon and Ralph, please impact@hivesforheroes.org so y'all can get your $100 gift cards. Of course, those are to be utilized out in your community at your local bee shop to promote that local business and to make a connection, right? We're constantly going to our core values. Connect with somebody in your local area, build that relationship, and be able to provide those dollars back into your local communities. So we have such a great time tonight. I mean, being able to talk to Kennedy and her dad is unbelievable. I'm inspired. If you're not inspired by a young lady that's going to go out and do really good in the world, you might not have a pulse, in my personal opinion. It is so awesome to see everything that's going out in these areas all over the country. And it's all because you put the effort in, right? We are here only to provide the opportunity for you to be successful. So as usual, we are Hives for Heroes, connecting veterans and first responders to beekeeping all around the country through connection, purpose, relationships, and service, providing access, resources, and funding for your success. We truly are here together, hopefully making the world a better place by connecting people, nature, and technology. Thank you all for being here tonight. I hope we see you soon. And if not, we're going to be in your area, I promise, because Charlie's going to make it happen. So thank you all. Thank you all for being here, and we hope to see you again soon. Thank you.